Once I was delivering pizza late at night. The guy who called told me that the customer, let's call him Mark, is an old man and it may take some time for him to get to the door. I came home, all the lights were off. There was no car in the parking lot, no one answered. I knock on the door, no one answers. I call the phone, silence. I call again, still nothing. At that moment, I was waiting for this man for about 15 minutes. As soon as I started to return to the car, I heard that the front door was opened, so I went back. The light was also not on, so I only saw the head of a young girl looking out the door. She refused to open the door completely to take the pizza. After that, I heard another girl behind her who said, "What's the difference? If he sees, open the door." She opened it a little wider so that I could sign the check. She didn't see anything, so I suggested turning on the flashlight on my phone so that she could sign. Then I realized that both girls were naked. Since I'm a good worker, I turned away when she was signing, after which I went to my car. When I left, one of them shouted to me, "Have a nice evening, Mark is already nice." And I laughed since I completely forgot that this is an old man's house. Mark couldn't come to the door since he was tied up. When I left, one of them shouted to me, "Have a nice evening, Mark is already nice." And I laughed since I completely forgot that this is an old man's house. Mark couldn't come to the door since he was tied up. Delivered the order to the hotel. The dude lost consciousness 3 times during our meeting for 10 minutes. It looks like he was a narcoleptic, but it still scared me to shit. The narcoleptic is here. He probably had a cataplexy attack. We don't lose consciousness. We are still in consciousness, but we lose control of our muscles, so we look like we've lost consciousness. In some rare cases, it can look like a seizure because we are trying to move to cause spasms. This happens because of emotions, so most likely he was too nervous or something like that. He was very happy with the pizza.
This must be the job of delivering pizza of my dream. In general, I worked as a food delivery man for 2 years, having completed a little more than 3,500 deliveries. And unfortunately, I have not seen a single strange situation, even something as banal as a naked person. Perhaps you just have high criteria for what you consider strange. Yes, I suppose after the 69th delivery to the Sphinx party, it doesn't seem so unusual anymore. Let's go back to my student years when I delivered pizza. I had an order for a local district prison. Some officer was leading someone behind the bars. This guy, who was taken to prison with handcuffs behind his back, ran away from the officer, and when I came in, he ran into me. I'm pretty sure this guy was a suspect. The officer threw both of us on the ground and twisted him. I was all in the pizza sauce. The officers of that shift took the pizza, and each of them gave me $20. I told my manager about it, we made a new pizza, and I brought it back for them. The cops were grateful and gave me more tips. For one delivery, I raised about $400. I would like to add that every time they ordered pizza from us, they always asked a responsible guy to deliver it and always gave me good tips. Good times. I thought it would turn into a Spider-Man situation in which you will let him go and then he will kill your uncle.
One of my neighbors killed a pizza delivery man. The guy worked as a delivery man while he was in college. The neighbor received a life sentence for a deliberate murder. It's just that they clearly said that the delivery would be within 30 minutes or earlier. As the wise men say, forgiveness is a gift from God, but never pay the full amount for a late pizza. Lady with mops, right before the restaurant closed, we received strange orders for 2 pieces of chocolate cake and 2 cans of whipped cream. There was no whipped cream on the menu, so the client made a prepayment and negotiated with the management. Because of this, she considered herself a very important person. She was damn fat, had 3 mops, behaved rudely, and never served tea. It was very cold that night. There was a bad shift, and of course I was called to the trailer park. I decided that today was the day when I would avenge her. I opened the cans with whipped cream and crushed her cakes. I gave the order and told her to stop ordering 5 minutes before closing. By the time I returned to the restaurant, she had already come to complain. My boss refused to give me a salary until I brought her normal cans. And this is where the fun begins. When I came back, she had her dress torn. I could not help but notice wet, smeared cream all over, coloring her black leggings. Looking down, I saw one of the mops, whose whole face was in cream dripping from the chin. When I explained to my boss that she most likely treated animals cruelly, he finally put her on the blacklist. When I read The Lady with the Mops, I was happy. Hooray, finally something interesting, and not a strange thing related to sex. It ended with a strange thing related to sex. I just threw up.